There comes a moment in every life, sometimes in the quiet hours of the morning when the world is still, sometimes in the weight of a sleepless night when questions echo louder than answers, when the soul is desperate for a sign, a word, a touch from heaven. And it is in those moments that God in His infinite wisdom finds a way to deliver His message straight into your heart, reminding you that you are not forgotten, that your life is not invisible, that your tears are not wasted, and that even though the storm rages fiercely around you, the one who calms the winds and the waves has His eyes on you and will not let you drown in the sea of despair. This message did not come to you by accident, for nothing in the divine plan of God happens without purpose, and the very fact that you are here, reading these words, listening with your spirit, means that heaven has aligned this moment as a personal appointment with destiny, because God saw the weight you carry, the silent battles you fight, the unspoken prayers you whisper when no one else is around, and He wanted to remind you that He has heard every cry, He has counted every sleepless night, and He has already written your victory long before you even stepped into the valley you now walk through. Life has tried to convince you that you are weak. Circumstances have tried to persuade you that you are defeated. Voices around you may have spoken doubt, fear, and discouragement into your ears, yet God is saying today that those voices are not final. Those opinions are not His decree, and His word remains the ultimate authority over your life, declaring that you are chosen, that you are loved, that you are redeemed, and that you are destined for more than the pain of yesterday, because where you started is never where He intends for you to finish, for He is a God of completion who brings every story full circle, who turns every trial into a testimony, and who uses even broken pieces to create a masterpiece. Finally, this message has reached you, and it carries with it the power to lift you out of despair, because God is saying to you in this very moment that He is not finished with you, that the very thing the enemy meant to destroy you will be the same thing that will build your faith, that the delay you thought was denial was simply His way of preparing you for something greater, and that your season of waiting was not wasted because it refined you, strengthened you, and prepared you for blessings so large that you will look back and understand why certain doors had to remain shut, why certain people had to walk away, and why certain battles had to be endured. For without the breaking, there would be no breakthrough, and without the struggle, there would be no strength. God is whispering into your spirit right now that every mountain standing in your way is being moved, every chain holding you down is being broken, every curse spoken over your life is being canceled, and every hidden plan of the enemy has already been overturned by His hand. And though you cannot see the full picture yet, heaven is orchestrating behind the scenes a divine arrangement of blessings, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that will flow into your life suddenly, swiftly, and supernaturally, leaving no room for doubt that it was only the hand of God that could have brought such a turnaround. This is why the Spirit is saying to you, do not give up, do not let go, do not surrender now, because you are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. And the very fact that the attacks on your life have intensified is proof that the enemy knows your miracle is near. But what the enemy does not understand is that you are not standing in your own strength. You are held up by the everlasting arms of God, and His promise in Isaiah 54:17 still stands unshaken. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you shall be condemned. Child of God, let these words penetrate your heart today. You are not a mistake. Your life has meaning. Your journey has purpose. And every detour, every setback, every disappointment is part of a divine redirection leading you toward the place God has prepared for you, a place of peace, a place of restoration, a place of abundance, and a place of joy that cannot be stolen by circumstances. For His word declares in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future." This message has been sent to you not just to inspire you for a moment, but to awaken in you the deep truth that God has already equipped you with everything you need for the season you are stepping into, that your prayers are not bouncing off the ceiling, but rising like incense before His throne, that your faith is not in vain because He is faithful to His promises, and that the doors He opens no man can shut, just as the doors He closes no man can reopen. For he is the author and finisher of your story, and the ending he has written will be far more beautiful than anything you could have imagined. So lift your head, dry your tears, strengthen your faith, and prepare your heart, for God is saying to you right now, this is your bounce back season. This is your turnaround moment. This is your confirmation that I have not forgotten you, I have not abandoned you, I have not ignored your cries, and I will not let your faith be wasted, because I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And the God who carried you before will carry you again and bring you to a place of victory, where your pain will transform into power, your wounds will shine as wisdom, and your scars will become stories of survival and grace that glorify my name. Finally, this message has reached you, and it is not by chance, it is not by coincidence, but it is the divine appointment your heart has been waiting for. So take it, believe it, hold on to it, and walk forward in faith, because the God who speaks through this message is the same God who will fulfill every word he has spoken over your life, and soon you will testify that what he promised, he has surely brought to pass.
Finally, this message has reached you, and it is arriving not as a random scroll on your screen, not as an accident that your eyes fell upon these words, but as the carefully orchestrated will of God, who has chosen this moment to remind you that your life is valuable, your existence is meaningful, your breath is not wasted, and every single day that you wake up is proof that He is not finished with you yet, for His grace is covering you, His mercy is sustaining you, and His Spirit is guiding you even when you feel lost, unseen, and unheard by the world. This message comes like a whisper from eternity, echoing into your present reality, carrying with it the divine assurance that the same God who spoke galaxies into being and hung the stars in the night sky has also written your name on the palm of His hands, and He watches you more carefully than the sparrows in the sky or the lilies in the field. And if He cares for them so beautifully and so perfectly, how much more will He care for you, protect you, provide for you, and bring you into the destiny He has ordained before the foundations of the world? Every time you thought you were walking alone, every time you cried silently so no one would hear, every time you smiled outwardly while breaking inwardly, God was present in that very moment, surrounding you with angels you could not see, holding your spirit together when it felt like it would shatter, and whispering strength into your heart so that you could stand another day. And now He is saying to you, my child, I have seen it all. I have heard it all. I have recorded every tear, and none of your pain will be wasted, for I am the God who restores, redeems, and renews. Finally, this message has reached you, and it is here to remind you that the delay you are experiencing is not denial. The silence you feel is not absence. The battles you are fighting are not signs of weakness, but each of them is part of a divine process shaping you into the person who will be strong enough, faithful enough, and prepared enough to walk into the greater doors I am about to open. For I am not a man that I should lie, nor the Son of Man that I should change my mind. What I promised you will surely come to pass in my perfect timing. You have been wondering why the struggles seem never-ending, why betrayal cuts so deep, why your prayers take so long to be answered. But God is saying today that the struggle is strengthening your spirit. The betrayal is revealing who is meant to walk with you and who is not. And the unanswered prayers are being held in heavenly storage, waiting for the appointed time when the release will come not just as an answer, but as an overflow, a testimony, and a miracle that will make everyone around you know that only God could have done it. Do not lose heart, beloved, because this message is your reminder that your journey has not been wasted. Your waiting has not been in vain. Your tears have not fallen into empty space, for they have watered the ground where your blessings are about to spring forth. And when the season shifts, you will reap a harvest of joy so abundant that it will wash away the sorrow of the past and confirm to you that God always had a plan, that He never abandoned you, and every single step, even the painful ones, were necessary to bring you into His promise. This word is speaking to the part of you that feels unseen, to the part of you that whispers, "I can't keep going," to the part of you that has thought of giving up. And God is saying, "You are still here because my hand is upon you, because I am not finished with you yet, because your story is not over, because your breakthrough is closer than you think, and because your destiny is too great to be stopped by temporary pain, temporary loss, or temporary storms. For I am the God who calms the storm, the God who parts the sea, and the God who makes a way where there is no way." So today, as this message reaches you, let it sink into the deepest parts of your soul that God is about to open doors that no man can shut. He is about to bring opportunities you did not expect. He is about to heal wounds you thought would never close. He is about to restore relationships you thought were lost. And He is about to pour blessings so great that even your enemies will have no choice but to witness that you are favored, chosen, and lifted by the Most High. And when that moment comes, you will understand why you had to wait, why you had to endure, why certain people left, why certain prayers seemed unanswered. And you will say with confidence that it was all worth it, because the God who began the good work in you has been faithful to complete it. And the same God who carried you through the storm is the one who will set your feet on solid ground, establish your steps, and crown your life with His goodness and mercy all the days of your life.
Finally, this message has reached you, and God is saying that the very moment you thought you were forgotten, overlooked, and left behind was the very moment He was arranging something greater behind the veil, something your eyes could not yet see and your heart could not yet comprehend. For He works not in the obvious places, but in the hidden places. And while you were crying out for help, He was already sending angels to lift you. While you were questioning your worth, He was already writing your name on the pages of destiny. While you were doubting your strength, He was already clothing you with the armor of victory. And while you were waiting in silence, He was already speaking your name into rooms you have not yet entered, into opportunities you have not yet seen, and into blessings that are already moving in your direction. This message has come as a reminder that your life is not defined by your current circumstances. It is not limited by your past mistakes, and it is not imprisoned by the words of others, because the God who formed you in your mother's womb already set apart your destiny before you ever took your first breath. And His plans cannot be canceled by people. They cannot be blocked by enemies. They cannot be overturned by failure, and they cannot be erased by disappointment. For His word stands eternal, and His promise does not return void. And if He said you will rise, then you will rise. If He said you will overcome, then you will overcome. And if He said you will prosper, then nothing on earth or in hell can stop what He has decreed. Beloved, God is speaking to you now and saying that the heaviness you feel is not the end of your story, but the pressure of transformation. Like a caterpillar wrapped inside a cocoon, thinking its world is closing in, not realizing that wings are forming, beauty is unfolding, and freedom is coming. And just like that caterpillar, you too may feel trapped by your struggles, weighed down by your pain, and suffocated by your worries. But in the silence, God is shaping you. In the stillness, God is preparing you. And in the struggle, God is empowering you to break free and soar higher than you ever thought possible. For your story does not end in darkness. It does not end in defeat. It does not end in sorrow, because God's light is about to burst forth. His joy is about to replace your tears, and His glory is about to turn your mourning into dancing. Finally, this word has come to remind you that every valley you walk through is temporary, every storm you face is passing, every tear you cry is counted, and every battle you endure is shaping you for a greater victory. For weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And though the night has seemed long and the burden has seemed unbearable, your morning is nearer than you think. Your breakthrough is closer than it appears, and your miracle is already on its way, carried by the hand of the one who has never failed and never will fail. God is saying to you that the closed doors were not rejection, but protection. The unanswered prayers were not neglect, but redirection. The delays were not punishment, but preparation. Because if He had given you what you asked for too soon, it might have crushed you. If He had opened that door too early, it might have destroyed you. But because He loves you too much to let blessings arrive before you are ready, He held them back until the right season. And that season is now shifting in your favor, because the time is right, the atmosphere is ready, and the pieces are falling into place for you to step into the fullness of what He has promised. And so this message reaches you not just as a comfort, but as a prophetic confirmation that your next chapter will not look like your last, your future will not be chained by your past, and your destiny will not be limited by what others think of you. Because God Himself is writing your story, and He is saying, "My child, I will use every hurt to heal you, every loss to lift you, every betrayal to bless you, and every obstacle to increase you." And when you walk into the place I am preparing for you, you will understand that nothing was wasted, nothing was accidental, and everything was necessary to bring you here. So keep your faith alive, lift your eyes once more, let hope breathe again, for God is declaring that you are about to experience sudden breakthroughs, unexpected opportunities, unexplainable miracles, and undeniable favor. And those who doubted you will have no choice but to witness what I do in your life. For I will set a table before you in the presence of your enemies. I will pour oil over your head. I will let your cup overflow, and I will cause goodness and mercy to follow you all the days of your life, because I am faithful to my promises, and I delight in blessing my children. Finally, this message has found you, and it will not leave you the same, because it is infused with the power of heaven. It is carrying the weight of divine truth, and it is reminding you once again that you are chosen, you are protected, you are equipped, and you are loved with an everlasting love. And as long as you walk with me, you will never walk alone, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Finally, this message has reached you, and if you are the one who opened it, then know deep within your spirit that this is not coincidence. It is not accident. It is not luck, but it is divine alignment, because God saw the exact moment when your heart would need to hear this. He saw the exact second when your faith would feel weak. He saw the exact tear that would fall before you pressed play, and He has allowed this word to be sent across the world, across time, across distance, to land in front of your eyes, because He loves you enough to interrupt your day, just to remind you that you are chosen, you are treasured, and you are carried by His everlasting arms. And God says, "My child, I know the thoughts you think when you are alone. I know the questions you whisper in the darkness. I know the heaviness that sits on your chest when the world is sleeping. And I know the prayers you prayed that no one else has ever heard. For nothing is hidden from me. Not your pain, not your fears, not your dreams, not your struggles. And I am not distant from you, but closer than your very breath. And I am telling you today that I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I have not overlooked you. For my eyes are always upon you, and my hand has been guiding you even when you could not see the way." Finally, This word has reached you because you are on the edge of a turning point. You are standing at the doorway of a new season. You are closer than you think to the promise, closer than you realize to the breakthrough, closer than you imagine to the blessing. And if you could only see what I have already set in motion, you would not worry, you would not fear, you would not doubt. For I am already ahead of you. I am already in your tomorrow. I am already opening the doors. I am already arranging the connections. I am already positioning the opportunities. And when you step forward in faith, you will see that everything was worth it. Every tear, every battle, every lonely night, because I was preparing you not just to survive, but to shine. So, beloved, lift up your head and let hope breathe again, because the same God who parted the Red Sea, the same God who shut the mouths of lions, the same God who walked in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the same God who raised Lazarus from the tomb is the same God who is watching over you, protecting you, strengthening you, and about to perform wonders in your life that will silence every doubt, silence every critic, silence every fear, and make it undeniable that you are loved, you are chosen, and you are never forsaken.